guys, Cameron here. Thank you for coming today. I really appreciate you guys. I love you. Thanks for coming down last time I was here. It should be Halloween, if I'm not mistaken, at this time. And it's going to be pretty scary today because the one and only Uncle Tom is preaching. So I love you guys. Hang in there. It's going to be a wild ride, and I'll see you guys next time, and I love you very much.
Stories of what they think you're like, but I've heard the tender whisper of love is dead of night, and you tell me that you're pleased and that I'm never alone. You're a good father. I can hardly speak, be so unexplainable. I can hardly think as you call me. You call me. Deeper still. You call me. Yes, you call.
shed his precious blood, and from the sinner's crown love flowed down. In Calvary's shadow our chains are broken, death be defeated, and we are free. In Calvary's shadow the darkness trembles. We stand and testify that we are free. We take our place beneath the cross and fix our gaze upon His majesty. The slain Messiah lifted up, that all the world would see His victory. Yeah, in Calvary's shadow our chains are broken, death be defeated, and we are free. In Calvary's shadow the darkness trembles. We stand and testify that we are free. People of God, can we lift our voices in this place and sing of the wonderful cross? Come on! No higher place than the foot of the cross. My sin and shame overcome by my Savior's scars. My Jesus, my life surrendered to you alone. No higher place than the foot of the cross. My sin and shame overcome by my Savior's scars. My Jesus, my life surrendered to you alone. In Calvary's shadow, come on, our chains are broken, death be defeated, and we are free. Oh, we sing in Calvary's shadow the darkness trembles. We stand and testify that we are free. Our chains are broken, death be defeated, and we are free. In Calvary's shadow the darkness trembles. We stand and testify that we are free.
You have done more than our minds could ever think. Dreams and visions go beyond what we can see. There's no limit. Your word is reaching all the earth. All consuming. Your love is bringing hearts to life. Oh, our hearts united in the wonder of it all. We stand united in the wonder of your love. Fully devoted, we follow after the one who gave it all. Christ alone be praised. Fully devoted, we follow after the one who gave it all. Christ alone be praised. No matter what it takes for the glory of your name, Christ alone be praised. We're stepping out in faith so the world would know your name. Christ alone be praised. No matter what it takes for the glory of your name, Christ alone be praised. We're stepping out in faith so the world would know your name. Christ alone be praised. And no matter what it takes for the glory of your name, Christ alone be praised. We're stepping out in faith so the world will know your name. Christ alone be praised. No matter what it takes for the glory of your name, Christ alone be praised. We're stepping out in faith so the world will know your name. Christ alone be No matter what it takes for the glory of your name, Christ alone be praised. We're stepping out in faith so the world will know your name. Christ alone be praised. Oh, Christ alone be praised. Fully devoted, we follow after the one who gave it all. Christ alone be praised. Fully devoted, we follow after the one who gave it all. Christ alone be praised.
If you're lonely, longing for someone to hear you, if your burdens feel like more than you can bear, If you're searching for a place to just be honest, come just as you are. If you're tired of just hoping for an answer, if you're wishing you could let your guard come down, if you feel like you can hold it all together, come just as you are. There's no need for any hiding. In the Father's house you're met with open arms, and He gives grace without condition. As you are, with nothing else, just come. There is space for everyone who feels unworthy, a place for those who never felt at home, where you don't have to wonder if you're wanted. Come just as you are. There's a hope for you and me. His name is Jesus. He's the one who makes the broken whole again. Now there's no need for you to pick up all the pieces. Hey, come just as you are. Oh, and there's no need for any hiding. In the Father's house you're met with open arms, and He gives grace without conditions. As you are, with nothing else, just come. Oh, yeah. And there's no need for any hiding. In the Father's house you're met with open arms, and He gives grace without conditions. As you are, with nothing else, just come to Jesus, come to Jesus, come to Jesus, come to Jesus. Come to Jesus, come to Jesus, come to Jesus. Oh, yeah, yeah. Come to Jesus, come to Jesus. Hey, there's no need. With open arms, He gives grace, He gives grace, He gives grace. With nothing else, just go. Maybe you have always thought of God as distant. Maybe you have never trusted Him at all. There's safety here to wrestle with your questions. Come just as you are.
guys, this is Ted. Thank you for joining us at the service. And right now it's tithes and offerings time. And you know what? If you want to, you always hear me talking about the word investment. Well, a New Day Church is a great investment. And if you're going to be tithing right now, consider giving to a New Day Church. We do a lot of great things, and your money's put to good use. So we thank you for coming here. We thank you for enjoying the service with us. And there's a couple ways you can give. You can always give online using your Givelify app on your phone if you want to. Just download it from your web store, and it's Givelify, and then you can look for a New Day Church. Or you can go to our website at www.anewdaychurch.com. And when you go there, you'll see the Give button, and we use Givelify on our website. So it's a great investment. So join us. Enjoy the rest of the service. I think you're going to get a kick out of Tom. He's quite the character.
Can you find my heart, 'cause it's missing? Let me grab your ear, take a listen. Open up this word, let me fish it. Then he found my heart, and some fixing. And the devil only leave you bleeding, but no life and only barely breathing. All these choices are friction or a heathen. Now I got God, now I'm on and weaving.
Good morning, A New Day Church. Tom Gerges here. It's Halloween. Can you believe it? It's Halloween. Today, there'll be children coming to my door asking for free food. Now that I don't always respect, but I will give them candies. I will give them what they need. It is Halloween, everybody, so enjoy the day. I want to once again just thank Pastor Mark and Carmen. I do it every time I get a chance to preach. I'm so blessed to be here. Thanks to you guys, sincerely. You know, I was thinking, and yeah, I do that so rarely. And I received a scripture that really stuck with me, and I want all of us to turn to the book of 1 Peter, if you would. So it's 1 Peter 4, and we're going to look at scripture, verse 18. And it says this, it says, if it's hard for the righteous to be saved, what will become of the ungodly and the sinners? I mean, that really stopped me. If it's hard for us to be saved, what's going to happen to the sinners and the ungodly? That's an interesting question, really. And I know for me personally, it's it's hard getting up every day and putting a smile on your face for the world. They cut you off in traffic, right? They don't smile back to you when you say, good morning in Safeway. You're just being nice. Good morning. Nothing. Literally just walks by you. Like, what is happening here? The world is it's self-absorbed. And it's mindful of its own problems, let alone being, listening to somebody like me, for example. So in 1 Peter, the chapter before the scripture I just read, chapter 3, we just read, it says, we live in harmony, to live in harmony with one another. Now, it's not always that easy, because people, honestly, they really irritate me at times, especially nowadays. It seems like it's darker, it's colder, and the world we live in, is it just me? Am I preaching to anybody out there? Because I just get annoyed, and it's irritating, and it seems colder out. People are just more indifferent. Let me read that scripture I was just talking about. Go to 1 Peter 3, it's chapters just behind what we were reading, and it's 8 through 12, and it says this. Finally, all of you, live in harmony with one another. Be sympathetic, love as brothers, be compassionate and humble. Do not repay evil with evil or insult with insult, but with blessing. Because of this, you were called so that you may inherit a blessing. I like that. For whoever would love life and see good days must keep his tongue from evil and his lips from deceitful speech. He must turn from evil and do good. He must seek peace and pursue it. For the eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and his ears are attentive to their prayer. but the face of the Lord is against those who do evil. I mean, now have you guys ever noticed like how tough that set of scriptures is to follow? Be sympathetic, be compassionate, be humble. Don't repay evil with evil or insult with insult. That guy just flew me the high white one there, God, in traffic. I'm the one that got cut off. No, we're called to be different. And it's hard for us to be saved. And if it's hard for us to be saved, imagine how tough it is for the ungodly of this world. I remember I was sitting through a scripture before I came back to a New Day church, and I was sitting under another pastor, and he said something very interesting. This is a long time ago. The pastor used like this analogy, but it was not really an analogy, just a bunch of letters, but he created a completely new word. And the word was Diwyflion. I know, right? Diwyflion, and it was spelled Diwyflion. Diwyflion. Write that down. I actually wrote it down in my Bible. So write that one down. It stands for do it whether you feel like it or not. Okay? Sometimes it's hard, but we have to put a smile on our face and be the man or woman God is counting on us to be. If it's hard for us to be saved, imagine being the unsaved. We always have to be mindful that we represent Christ in all situations. Be the hope, that the unsaved are looking for. We sing a song in worship called As You Are. And it's honestly, it's beautiful. It moves me to tears. But it talks about what the unsaved need to do to get to God. It's beautiful. I'd like to just read some lyrics. We're not going to play any music behind it or anything this time, but here's some of the lyrics. There's no need for any hiding. In the Father's house, you're met with open arms. He gives grace without conditions. As you are, with nothing else, just come. There's a space for everyone who feels unworthy. A place for those who've never felt at home, where you don't have to wonder if you're wanted. Come, just as you are. There's a hope for you and me. His name is Jesus. He's the one who makes the broken whole again. So there's no need for you to pick up all your pieces. Come, just as you are. Man, it's a special song, guys, and one that I honestly need to replay over and over again in my mind when I'm dealing with the crazy situations I find myself in this world. A world that is more and more against us. But as soon as I think of that, God shows me this out of the book of Matthew. So I'd like you to actually jump over to the book of Matthew, if you would. We're reading some scriptures. Matthew 8, 5 through 13. And it says this. This is out of the NIV. When Jesus had entered Capernaum, a centurion came to him, asking for help. Lord, he said, my servant lies at home paralyzed in terrible suffering. Jesus said, I will go and heal him. The centurion replied, Lord, I do not deserve to have you come under my roof, but just say the word and my servant will be healed. For I myself am a man under authority, with soldiers under me. I tell this one to go and he goes, and that one to come and he comes. I say to my servant, do this, and he does it. When Jesus heard this, he was astonished and said to those following him, I tell you the truth, I have not found anyone in Israel with such great faith. I say to you that many will come from the east and the west and will take their places at the feast with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven. but the subjects of the kingdom will be thrown outside into darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then Jesus said to the centurion, Go, it will be done just as you believed it would. And his servant was healed at that very hour. Now I just want to examine that scripture, or those scriptures, for a second, because I believe there are people out there that are just like this centurion, watching us Christians from afar. They watch us from afar. This guy showed up to where all of Jesus and his followers were hanging out. And he knew something good could happen from that. Powerful men, powerful people, powerful women have heard what Jesus has done. And in secret, they come by faith asking for healing or provision. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's his job or his friends that keep him from following Jesus. But when the need arises, they take their requests to God himself. This man at this moment had great faith. He admitted he didn't deserve to have Jesus, come under his roof. Just speak the word and it will be done. In his heart, though, he knew Jesus was the answer. In his heart, he knew Jesus could heal his servant. He was almost ashamed to have Jesus come to his home. I mean, he didn't want that. Jesus just merely had to say the words and his servant would be healed. This took faith on his part. He was stepping into something that he's not real familiar with. This took humility. This is a powerful dude. He had to admit Jesus was the answer. That took faith, guys. And there are many people out there watching Jesus and us from afar. What do they see? Do they see Jesus in us? Do they see Jesus in us so much that they can humble themselves and come to us for help? People are watching. People need hope these days. People are beaten down, by the enemy to the point where they don't even move anymore. They stop trying. Then they hear Jesus, this rabbi who can heal and speaks words of life. And out of their personal darkness, they get on their feet and they come. We are God's representatives. It's our time. We show the love of God. Let's recognize these people and bring hope, faith, and salvation, the message of all of these, to them. Gosh, I'm convinced more than ever, this world wants to believe, guys. We must first be the representative of God. We need to help all of this come about. We are God's hands and feet here on the earth. I heard this pretty powerful statement the other day, and I thought it was well worth repeating. So I'm going to repeat it. But it wasn't my wonderful words of wisdom, it was somebody else's. But I believe this is how God sees all of us. And it says, imagine that you're holding a brand new baby, and somebody asks you on a scale from 1 to 100, how much is this child worth? Well, that's easy. It's 100. Yet the child doesn't really contribute to anything in order to get that number of 100, right? It poops its pants. You have to clean it up. It cries at night. It keeps everybody awake. And yet its value is not contingent upon what it produces. And yet we were that baby at one time. And then we grew up, and somehow we forgot that truth, that worth isn't contingent upon what we do, what we say, which friends, we have, how much money we make. But it's inherently given to us. All people have a worth of 100 to God. No matter what. It doesn't matter. If God sees us as 100, we have that worth, and so do the unborn. So do those that are most senior in life. They have a worth of 100. That's what God sees them. That's how he sees them. From the unsaved to the saved, God is wanting all to come to the knowledge of him, to find hope in this dark world. We can't necessarily differentiate between the people we want to preach to and the people that we don't want to preach to. God sees them all as having a worth of 100. It's sometimes, honestly, it's easy to forget that. Remember, if it's hard for us to be saved, imagine what it'll be like for the ungodly and the sinners. We have to see their worth, guys. These are the eyes we're supposed to see the world through. And sometimes it's not easy. Like I said, people wave at me in traffic. Not friendly. Not friendly. The centurion probably was, at least could have been, probably a big dude and like an imposing kind of a figure, right? He probably was intimidating for most people to talk to. But he was still searching. He was watching in secret. Nobody went directly to him and told him of the good news. He sought out Jesus himself. Now, did he follow Jesus after that? Did the disciples, seek after him? We don't know. We do know that the centurion wanted to come to Christ for help. He knew where his source of hope was. And it wasn't in all the crazy idol worship and gold statues that he had to watch over. He was a Roman. But he still knew where the source of true life and healing and hope came from. Jesus. He came to Jesus. He was too proud to have him come to his home, but he humbled himself to seek the Lord so his servant would be healed. Church, there are people like this in our own lives. They watch from afar. They are living amongst people who might make fun of them if they ever came to know the Lord, or so they don't. But when disaster happens in their life, and it will, they come. Let's not wait for disaster to befall our friends and neighbors. Let's open up to all, no matter what their station in life is. The lowly and the powerful, they need Jesus. All of us are saved by God's grace. So let's get out there and tell people of the love of God. God will go before us, I promise you. Trust him. Trust in him. Hebrews 13:16 says this: do not forget to do good and to share with others, for with such sacrifices God is pleased. Don't forget to do good. I know we get busy. I know what happens. I get busy myself. We can't forget. We've got to do good, guys. Galatians 6:9 says, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we don't give up. Don't become weary. I know you're tired. I know it's getting darker out and colder. I don't want to go outside. Neither do I. But guess what? There's a world that's watching from afar. They're seeing what we do. We're the representatives. We're the hands and feet of Christ. And God makes it clear we have a job to do. We can't grow weary, gang, in doing good. We need to be sharing with others. We need to share the gospel, the good news. It's good news. People are out there, they're waiting for us. Honestly, I believe that. They feel like Jesus is the answer, but the world keeps beating them down and they're telling them they're not worthy and all of that stuff. Remember, Jesus was ready to go to the centurion's home. The centurion stopped him and said he wasn't worthy of him to be there. They believe from afar. Let's find these souls, guys. Don't get tired or weary. We're not there anymore. Regain your strength. We need to finish it. We need to finish the race that God has set before us. We can't stop right before the finish line. That can't happen, right? Just remember, and I'm going to start to close this up. If it's hard for the righteous to be saved, what will become of the ungodly and the sinners? I just would ask that you would please think over the words of Peter as we go about our week. God bless you all. And just remember, the centurion sought out Jesus. People do this all the time through prayer. If somebody is sick in their family, they reach out to us. They want us to pray for them. Even though they themselves are not a Christian, they know where the source is. They know the source of hope, the source of salvation, the source of healing, the source of life. These are real. They're people that are out there, and we need to find them. We need to ask them, what can I pray for you for? How can I help you? What are your needs? It doesn't matter their station. Everybody has a worth of 100 to God. From that brand new baby, even that unborn baby, to somebody who's 99 years old and still going up hills and walking outside with Michelle on those crazy mountain hikes that she does. So, and if you're somebody that's out there that's watching this video and you've never made a commitment to God, and you're saying, I do want to know God. How do I get to him? I can tell you now, there's email addresses and a phone number at the end of this video. I want you to call us. I want you to contact us. We're going to give you more information, and we're going to pray with you. We're going to be there for you. And if you're a Christian and you've just fallen away, you've gotten beaten down by the world, and the world just keeps telling you, oh, it's not real, man. It's not real. It's all, and you know in your heart is telling you God is not only real, but he's beckoning you back. Come home. We're waiting for you. We love you. We miss you. Call us, email us, talk to us. And for the rest of us, let's have a fantastic free candy giveaway today, because it's Halloween. So I want to get some candy. I would like candy now. I came over to Ted, but he said no, so he doesn't have candy here. That's a problem. So anyway, I love you, church. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Make it a fantastic Sunday, and we will talk very, very soon.
Good morning, A New Day Church. Michelle Gerges here. What a fantastic message Tom brought on Halloween. And Halloween's not scary at all. We're just having fun on Halloween. Anyways, back to the announcements. As always, on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. on Facebook Live, we have prayer. Please join us. We are just having a great time with that. People are getting answers to prayers. People are feeling connected. Come pray with us. Be the prayer. Do a board. We would love to have you. On Thursday night is TNT TV. That could be anything, 7 p.m. on Facebook Live, so join us for that. As always, Sunday morning, 10 a.m. on YouTube. Join us for a fantastic church service. And get your calendars out now and save the date, because on Sunday, November 14th, we are going to have in-person church at Creekside Church at 6 p.m. And we're so excited to see everyone. So start inviting now, start preparing for that, because online church is fantastic, but when we can meet in person, let's do it, let's get behind it, and let's support that. God bless you guys. And on a side note, the men are going to have a gathering on Tuesday, November 2nd. That's voting day also, but we mail them all in, so no worries there. November 2nd, Tuesday at 6 p.m. at Ted's Casa. So all you guys get ready to have a great time. The ladies had their get together and we had a fantastic time. Happy Halloween!